Black screen, white text. Uncertain yield. Purple tie-dye fabric backdrop. A jar of goopy, oily yellow substance. Fair-skinned hands unscrew and remove the lid. Photo of an encyclopedia page against the purple tie-dye. Entries for drop black, drop lake, drying oils. The artist's fingers hold the page. A smaller jar of yellow oil in front of the first. She reaches into the larger jar with a wooden spoon, scoops a hunk of the fatty substance, rests the spoon on the open mouth of the nearly full jar. The encyclopedia entry on drying oil varieties, their chemical compositions: linseed, weld seed, tobacco seed, Scotch fir seed, and mendahen oils. Scraping the spoonful of fat onto a square of pale tan fabric, retrieving and scraping a second spoonful. The hands carefully bundle the fabric, tightly winding the top, pinching the fat to the bottom. The spoon handle juts from the jar as the hands effortfully pinch and twist the fabric, positioned over the mouth of the small jar. Fingers flex and hyperextend with the effort of squeezing, twisting. The fabric begins to glisten, a solitary drop of oil emerging at the bottom, then falling into the small jar. Continues to twist and pinch. The encyclopedia, fingers holding the book open, sticky tabs marking pages, zoom in on a table. Number 1, steric series of fat acids starting with the general formula CnH2nO2, formic, acetic, butyric, capric, and more. Drop by slow drop is extruded from the fabric, and they plummet into the jar. One drop lands on the fabric, a darkening circle. One hand tightly grasps the top of the fat bundle as the other pinches, twisting. Tendons and ligaments taut against the skin. Another drop. Fingers bright with oil, the bundle waxy, grasps the fabric in a fist, grasps again with a thumb and fingertips. Oil is expressed bit by bit. The encyclopedia: lauric, datura,c, cerotic. Zoom in on the list and their chemical formulas of hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. Isoacetic, steric, behenic, melicic. Zoom in on the bottom of the page: soluble fat acids, insoluble fatty acids, soaps. The purple tie-dye, the large jar scraped nearly empty. The artist removes the large jar, then the small, with an oily print of the small jar remaining. An earthenware bowl lined with the tan fabric, threads hanging loose over the edge. The hands carefully unwrap the bundle, with yellow at the center. Using the wooden spoon to rub the remaining fat from the fabric and plop it into the bowl. Taps the spoon to remove the fat. Scrapes the fabric again, turning it bit by bit. She smears the fat off the spoon with her thumb. Separates the two fabric squares. Black print faintly visible on the outer layer as she lays the fabric to cover the mouth of the bowl. Handwriting says Jan 10, 2019. The encyclopedia, a thumb holding the page open. Number 2, oleic series of fats. Zoom in on the table of fat acids: acrylic, angelic, physotoleic, oleic, and more. The bowl on the tie-dye background, fabric pushed to the edge of its opening, the spoon resting inside. One hand brings a small metal horseshoe-shaped tool. The other lifts the spoon and carefully spreads the fat from the bowl onto the tool. Flips the delicate tool over, adds more fat from the bowl, spreading it over the surfaces. The fat resists coming off the spoon. Adds more fat with the spoon, uses her thumb to press it into place. The cool metal nearly invisible beneath the amorphous mass of bright yellow fat. Rests the spoon. The final page of drying oils. Below it, definitions for Dutch pink, LME, emerald green. Finishes adding layers onto the metal tool, her fingertips coated. Removes the bowl and spoon. places the large jar over the oil stain from the small jar, lets the metal tool fall in, scrapes fat from her fingers on the lip of the jar. Appendix B, hydrometer table for liquids heavier than water. Drapes the square of fabric with the date on it over the large jar. Screws on the lid. Lifts it, tightens firmly, set to preserve the tool. A view from above, crinkly peach-colored fabric lying atop it, a single white rose, Rosa rugosa alba. One large, feathery blossom, a smaller, unopened bud, and rich green leaves. The jar, with its fabric and lid, snapped to black. Uncertain yield. Megan Hepburn, 2020.